Hello, I'm Susan Elliott. Today, we're going to be speaking with Alan Fletcher. Alan is the president and CEO of the Aspen Music Festival and School. Alan is going to tell us a little bit about why they were able to cancel as late as they did, and about the transition of going online and what that transition has meant for the future of the festival and global audiences. Hello, Alan.
Hello.
And tell us a little bit about what Aspen is looking like right now. Are you all walking around with masks on and like that, or what?
Aspen is doing pretty well with masking, pretty well with social distancing and limited gatherings. That means we're at a point where we can't feasibly put on live concerts in Aspen. It's our county Board of Health, with whom I am in total agreement and in daily touch. But thus we're doing nothing to which the public is invited. But life goes on. And like everybody else, we have moved to judge what is the best signature for Aspen Music Festival and School in terms of online content, because there's now so much content in the world. Everybody is producing it. And we think what one must do is really create a signature. For us, that is the relation of the faculty to the students, and the students being on the verge of major careers and the faculty helping them to get there. So we're doing a wide variety of experiences. I taped later today with Renee Fleming, who became co-artistic director of our opera program this summer and is doing that virtually.
You all were one of the very last festivals to declare that first you tried to postpone it, right?
Yes.
And then you finally said, oh gosh, we can't do this, so.
Well, we closed our offices first week in March. We actually were early people in terms of saying we've got to be ahead of this. But we're fortunate being purely a summer festival, really. And also in our business model, we're fortunate because the bulk of the fundraising had already happened. And so we knew we were in decent shape for the summer and that we could wait. I will say, I don't mean to be the tiniest bit flippant about it, but some people on the board said, well, don't you owe it to the artists and the students and the faculty to let them know so that they can make other plans? And I said, there are no other plans. This is what they will be doing if we are able to do it.
Right. When you closed, when you decided not to do the festival, what happened to the students who were going to be coming? Did they get a refund? And what about the faculty? Did they get paid, or how did that work?
Yeah, all students were fully refunded. We're a little different from some smaller festivals in that we couldn't just guarantee every single one of 650 students that they could come back. But we did area by area. For instance, our string quartet studies program, Pacifica Quartet that runs it for us, said, we love these quartets, let's invite them all back. And we did. Faculty, we were able to pay a portion of what they would have been paid for their full summer, but of course they weren't coming to Aspen. And they have responded with tremendous generosity, and they're all doing really major efforts online on behalf of their students.
What about staffing? Did that have to be, I mean, you must staff up at summertime and then.
Yeah, there's good news and bad news on that front. The good news is our year-round staff, we were able to maintain without any furlough or interruption. And we did get a generous PPP loan now to become a grant. Mm-hmm. So that was positive. The summer staff, no, they are not coming.
How many of your concerts this summer are live?
In terms of our Sunday concert series, which is sort of principal recitalists, they are about half genuinely live, but with the following caveat. So Inon Barnaton and Alyssa Weilerstein are in a pod. They're living in La Jolla with Rafael Payare and Inon's husband, and they produced their concert at the Conrad of La Jolla Music Society live. And so it was exciting, it was beautifully done, but it was not in Aspen. James Ennis and Andrew Armstrong produced their concert because they're in a pod with Seattle Chamber Music Society, and they produced their concert live for us. Daniel Trifonov did his from his living room with a really great engineer whom we sent to him to produce the concert for us. I will predict, by the way, that our classical music audiences are going to roar back in force, and that this experience has shown everybody what we in the business have said for years, which is there is nothing like the live concert experience.
Amen.
Yeah.
Will any of the mechanisms that you all have have invented or used this summer be carried forward? Will you continue to use online resources and so forth in the future?
Yeah, I think we're learning a lot. We're learning what works in terms of video. We also have had a long history of really superb archival recording, but not of video. And places like, say, Philadelphia Orchestra that have fantastic video archives are really benefiting from that. And so I think in the future, we're going to begin being video producers. And it also lets us reach a different public, because Aspen is a gorgeous destination resort, but it's also a remote destination resort and very expensive. And so now we can reach a public in Mumbai and Cape Town and Hanoi, and we are reaching them. So we want to figure out how to keep that going.
The students were all refunded their tuition.
Yes.
Who are the students that are now getting involved? Is it open to everyone, or how does that work?
No, it's by invitation from the faculty groups. So we went, I mentioned Bob Lipset from Colburn School and Beta Kaplinski from the Juilliard School and many others. And we asked them to create the student showcases. And Renee and Patrick created their own class. One thing I will say is these were mostly not like master classes. What we're trying to do this summer for our public is more a window into what the actual lesson, what the actual sectional rehearsal is, what a great timpanist tells the percussion section in the middle of a rehearsal.
Right.
And that's to us, the value added to giving the public a window into what we're really doing in Aspen, as opposed to simply a great masterclass.
And the students are students that were in the studios of these various teachers in the first place. They aren't necessarily students who were enrolled to come to Aspen. Is that right?
In every case, they were enrolled to come.
Oh, they were. Okay.
Yep. In some cases, the teacher knows them quite well, and in some cases, not at all.
How much of the programming has been postponed from this summer to next summer and like that?
Yeah, we loved the program we had made for this summer so much. Naturally, it was a Beethoven 250th program, but also a celebration of women in classical music. And both great living figures and also a celebration of the past 100 years of women in classical music. And so we're going to import, I would say, fully 90% of that. There are the big questions. Will 2,000 people really be able to be in the tent? On our planned to be opening July 3rd with Beethoven 9, we don't know. We are counting on it, and we're going to plan for it, but we can't guarantee that. Like many great organizations, we've been super fortunate, and our donors have truly stuck with us. Will that be true a year from now? I believe it will, wholeheartedly, but it's a question one has to ask. And our business model It's a funny comment. For years, some people on the board have said, you have a terrible business model. You are so dependent on contributed income as opposed to earned income. And now this year, all of a sudden, that's a very fortunate thing.
Yeah.
Because the ticket sales that we have lost were only about 12% of our total revenue anyway. And the tuition income, which we have lost, is fully balanced by savings on scholarship and student housing and all of that. And so we are financially in a strong position right now, but the future is only the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
Well, I think an important topic for all of us is Black Lives Matter, and is George Floyd and all of the other terrible incidents and what the classical music world is going to say, but more importantly, what are we going to do about this? And, in some respects, Aspen has been ahead of this. We have an extraordinary record in terms of recruiting students who are Black, Indigenous, or people of color. However, that's not the whole picture. And in terms of faculty and staff and our board and our audience, there's a lot of work to do in terms of our programming. And in particular, because we care so much about new repertoire, our big focus is going to be on commissioning major new works. But also, the whole pandemic is a challenge to us all to reach new audiences and to become available to new audiences. And this is very real in Aspen because it's hard to get to us and it's expensive to get to us. And so we have a built-in limitation, but now we don't. And so we feel that it's incumbent on us to be thinking about that, that sense of a larger community that we should be part of.
Any specific advice to your colleagues going forward?
In this time of massive amounts of improvised content online, stay true to your mission, stay true to what you know best, and try to create a signature that really conveys who you are. If a person anywhere in the world wants a great orchestra concert, they can just go straight to Berlin. They've been able to do that for years now, and it will be great. So what sets what you do apart? And as I say, in Aspen, for us, it is the core educational mission, but in particular, it's a side-by-side teaching mission in which brilliant faculty members who are principals in orchestras all over the world are sitting side by side with their students. Mm-hmm. And we have really been seeking to recreate that educational moment in a way that's accessible to an audience. And we've never really tried that before.